Hi guys, this is Shashank and I welcome you to yet another video. In this particular lesson, we are going to understand the critical elements that make a good answer on Quora a great answer. Now, before we start discussing the structures and the things that you can follow in order to make your answer better, let's understand what are the benefits that writing a good answer on Quora can help you get. One, let's understand this. If you're writing an answer to a question, let's say how to learn digital marketing, and you've written an answer to this question with sharing your experiences, you've added relevant links. Now, what happens is people who are reading this particular answer written by you are people who may have been in a position that you are, and they're seeking information that can help them to go from step A to step B. So if your content, if your answer can help them find context, find direction, and that can be supplemented with links and images that perhaps helps them get a clear picture as an answer to the question that has been answered, then in such cases you stand out. And not only do you stand out, but there are chances that you may rank for the content that you have written on Google. For instance, let's suppose somebody searches how to learn digital marketing. Now, there are high chances that Quora as a link would be present on the first page of Google. This implies that Quora is very SEO friendly. So the chances of your content being discovered organically by people who are looking for answers by performing Google search or Bing search or DuckDuckGo search will land on the answer that you have created. So far we've discussed what are the benefits or potential advantages that you can have if your Quora answer works well. In the next section, we are going to talk what are the good things or the things that you can follow in order to structure your answer and make it stand out or make it better. All right, let's get started with the first principle when you're writing on Quora, or not just Quora, but any other platform where you're writing. Never have more than 4 to 5 lines in a paragraph, because what happens is people's attention span is very limited. And if you write more than 4 to 5 lines in just one paragraph, the chances of me reading the text decreases significantly. So this is something that you should focus on. Your paragraphs should be well structured, wherein you ideally have 3 to 4 lines per paragraph, and you complement that with images. So for instance, let's say I'm talking about Leonardo da Vinci. In such cases, it is ideal that I use some pictures that probably can point back to Leonardo da Vinci or his work or his life or his stories, right? Apart from that, I should also include relevant links from where I have gathered the resources or the information that I have put together in this particular answer. So it's a good habit to include citations of the places from where you've referred and found the information. At the same time, it should be ideally well formatted, and you should include media. It could be images or it could be GIFs. Another hack that you can perhaps perform is if you have a YouTube channel, you can perhaps post the YouTube channel link here. Now, what happens when you do this is the video gets played on the Quora app itself, and that does contribute to your YouTube channel growing out. So yeah, that's just one tip all right. Now, the next tip that you can follow while you're creating content on Quora, and I think this is not just Quora, it would be everywhere, be it Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, Instagram. You have to be nice and respectful. Like for example, if you're being a critic, the idea is not to lash out on the person and by being critical, but the idea is to provide constructive feedback that can help them grow as an individual or as a content creator. So whenever you're writing answers or you're writing comments, you should ideally try to be polite and be respectful. If not, Quora algorithms are really strict. They'll perhaps give you warnings, and if you do not comply even after that, you will be banned. So if you're handling and creating content on Quora, you have to be super critical. And let's say it's harsher than Twitter when it comes to content being moderated. All right. Now that we've discovered and talked about the hygiene points that make a good Quora answer a great Quora answer, let's talk about the elements that define a great quality answer. Well, the first thing well, everybody says this, you have to be original. Well, I think originality comes when you start blending and sharing your experiences. So no matter what you're writing about, try including the context of how you have come to that perspective or the point that you're trying to present. So for instance, if a politician is writing an answer to a question on Quora, they will first try to include or mention the experiences they have as a politician. So that gives them authority to write and share their experiences on that answer and then go on. So the second thing that you should do after that is you should cite resources. So for example, if I'm talking about something, and no matter what, if I'm an expert or if I'm an amateur and if I'm still writing an answer, it is a good habit to include citations and resources links so that people can always refer to that whenever they are looking to read more about the things that you're writing. Now, this is something that you should not do. Ideally, I would not really suggest you do this, but avoid sharing and doing self promotions. Like if you're ideally blatantly opening and saying that, hey, come visit my website, buy from me, or come visit my website, follow my play page on Instagram, or do things like that, then the chances of people engaging with you decreases. And this is not something just that happens just on Quora. This is something that can happen on Instagram, that can happen on Twitter. So ideally, if you're trying to build a brand presence on Quora for yourself, I'll summarize the elements of a good quality answer. 1, provide context before you start writing answers to the question. And then whenever you're writing an answer, try to structure it in a way that it is readable, meaning have 3 to 4 lines or not more than 5 in a paragraph. Include images or GIFs. Apart from that, you should include citations. So for instance, if you're talking about mandala art, so this as an art form should be linked to external resources wherein a person can get more information on this subject if they desire to. So these are the things that you should ideally have in a well-constructed answer. And if you've done this well, the chances of you being discovered by people who are looking to find answers to the questions that you've just answered increases significantly. And with time, all these efforts will start compounding in. So guys, if you're writing an answer to a question, do not really depend that your next answer would take you from this level to this level. But the idea is to be consistent. Before I end the lesson, I'll take my example. So I actively stopped writing on Quora somewhere around 2010-19 end. So I did not write on Quora for about 1 year, but the answers that I had written previously were still working for me and sending a lot of traffic to my website. Now I'm sharing this with you because it took me about 150 to 200 answers to get to a point where even if I have stopped being active, which I highly recommend against, you should be consistent. You should not break the graph of compounding. But however, if you've been consistent and you have a lot of content out there, then the chances of you building an authority for yourself or building a brand for yourself or using that audience to drive traffic to your website increases significantly. We can take a few examples to understand this better. One of my favorite authors on Quora, Balaji Vishwanathan, he has written about 5,400 answers. And undoubtedly, he is the most followed writer on Quora in the entire world. Now, this is just one person that I follow. All the other famous Quorans who I religiously follow have written at least 1,500 answers to establish that authority that, hey, yes, I can provide value in your lives. So guys, if you're writing answers on Quora, be consistent, be patient, and remember to keep adding value with each answer that you share. Thank you.